Whether you recognize it or not, your attitude is a player on your team. The question is is it working for you or against you? Is it a well-disciplined player that you can count on to help put points on the board? Or is it just a ball and chain that you have to drag around? Choose to make your attitude an MVP, a most valuable player on your team in life, because benching this player is not an option. But what is an option is to choose the attitude that you have in any and every given circumstance. If you remember from my last Power Word, I quoted Viktor Frankl, a famous psychologist, author, and more importantly, a Holocaust survivor. I say more importantly because his words hold so much more credibility and meaning, knowing what he has been through. If it can be true for his circumstances, it can certainly be true for whatever I am going through. In the Holocaust, everything was taken away from the Jewish prisoners. They were stripped of humanity. They were stripped of their clothing. They were stripped of their pictures and personal belongings. Their heads were shaved. They were treated worse than animals. They were starved and they lived in constant fear of death. The Nazi captors even took away their names and gave them numbers. Frankel's number was 119104. But Frankel said that there was one thing the Nazis could not take away. And I quote, "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." The most important choice you make every day is your attitude. Your internal attitudes are far more important than your external circumstances. And yet, most people are not even aware of the impact that their attitude has on their life or the fact that they even have the power to change it. But we are not among those anymore. We are on a journey to make our attitudes our most valuable player on our team in life. In the Air Force Officer Training Program, they teach a leader is aware and takes care of their own needs. Even during the safety briefing before a takeoff on an airline, you're told to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping someone else with theirs. The point being that we need to deal with our own attitudes first. I have 5 fingers that I will help us remember to put our own oxygen mask on first. I'm going to have 5 words to attach to each finger that will help us make our attitude a contributing member of our team. All right. I want everyone to make a fist and hold it up. Then stick your thumb out and wiggle it so you know it's there. Now, I know technically that your thumb is not a finger, but just try and do something without your thumb and see how important it is. I feel the same way about the importance of the word that I have assigned to the thumb: ownership. Everyone say ownership. Take ownership of your attitude. What does that mean? That means acknowledging that your attitude is yours alone. You own it. It is the soul inside of you, and your attitude reflects what is going on in your soul. And one of the rights of ownership is that you get to control it. If we don't have ownership of our attitudes, then we are relinquishing control to someone or something else, and we become a victim to our circumstances or other people. We take the power and authority that we possess and give it to someone else. Here are some symptoms that could indicate that you may want to take back ownership of your attitude. Number 1, shifting blame onto external factors and circumstances or other people for your attitude. They made me so angry. When the reality is, you gave someone else the power to get you angry. 2, making excuses to justify action or inaction. I had a bad day. That's why it's okay for me to be rude to you. Is it really, or is it just an excuse for bad behavior? And then 3, complaining. Oh, woe is me. My life is so hard. My people are so lame. Everyone has it better off than I do. Believing that external factors control your fate and happiness is a limiting belief that gives up ownership control of your attitude. We are either the owner or the victim of our attitude. It is a matter of personal choice. Who we are today is the result of choices we made yesterday. Tomorrow we will become what we choose today. It is important to recognize that taking personal responsibility or ownership is a crucial aspect of personal growth and building healthy relationships. In my own life and leadership, I was unconsciously struggling with these exact symptoms. It's management's fault. My employees did such and such. I felt I was being held back from being successful from other people and circumstances. I was taking this frustration home with me and complaining, and my quality of life was suffering, and so were the people around me. I am thankful for a manager who was courageous enough to confront me on this issue of taking ownership, taking personal responsibility. I may not be able to control the people or the circumstances around me, but I can control me. I am the one that controls my happiness level. I am the one who determines the success in my life. I am the one impacting the lives of those around me, for good or for ill. Some people will be limited all their life because of an unconscious choice of remaining a victim to their own attitude. But as of now, you are not among those, because as of today, you are now aware of the impact of your attitude, not your circumstances, on your entire life. The Creator has given you the gift of ownership over your own attitude. You are all powerful to choose. And remember, your attitude is a player on your team. The question is it playing for you or against you? Choose to make your attitude the most valuable player on your team in life, because benching this player is not an option. What is an option is the attitude you choose to have in any and every given circumstance. What does the thumb represent? Ownership. Obviously, I have 4 more fingers, so we will be talking about this subject again. But until then, choose to make it a great day.